Well, obviously, proud of our team, and anytime you go on the road and get a chance to win, it feels good, and it doesn't just happen. And I think a lot of really special teams, offense, defense, all can own a big part of this, and it was fun to get, and certainly defensively, gave up some plays and some big plays. And yet, came up with, I think it ended up being 4 or 3 fourth down stops. That's big, and just I'm proud of the way they kept playing. And I thought that, so obviously it was big with Aaron. The kickoff return after they scored. I thought in general our team did a good job of answering scores with score. But anytime you can get special teams points, that's big. And then the sequence and AJ. That was a heck of a run after catch, and that was big. And then we get I think Chryst tipped it, and Jack gets the pick, and then to finish on that was a good sequence for us. But obviously there's gonna be things that we got to clean up and keep working on. It's far from perfect, but I appreciate how guys went out there and played and competed and played off each other and for each other and with each other, and that you feel good with, and you appreciate all that goes into getting a victory.
Well, you mentioned the fourth down stops, and Pearson's tackle was a great example, but you also talked about things you want to clean up. I'm guessing tackling is part of it. It looked like there were some times where guys were just trying to shove guys up.
Yeah. I don't know, there was one on our sideline, it was a big run, and looked like we had 2 or 3 doing that, and, had a couple were overrunning, no question. Knew that going in, right, that this team was going to spread you out, and obviously quarterback's a heck of an athlete, and yet, we gave up, and some were pretty quick hitters, you know what I mean, and so there's going to be a lot that you look at, but I think no question the tackling is something that, they had some hits as is, but, it's even more so when you're not tackling, and I think a lot of it is when you're not wrapping up and running your feet. That's amazing. Here's one for you. I'm a big fan of him, right? I mean, but really, what he's done, and I just got off the radio with Matt and Mike, and I didn't know, but he's talking about the kind of where he's climbing, and you're talking about Archie Griffin and Herschel Walker. I mean, that's something pretty special, and yet. And I think many of you know it, but who he is and how he goes about this, I think, is the thing that you appreciate the most. And, it is hard to run the ball and to do what he's been doing. And he'd be the first one to say it and knows that it takes everyone, right? I thought O-line did a heck of a job today, and receivers were – I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, but he is I feel blessed being able to be around him. And the best part is we still got more games to play, but he is truly special in so many ways.
Paul, how much does it impact the game when your offense can answer their scores, which you did consistently today?
I think it's huge. Football is a game of momentum, and any time that you can, answer a score, which is something that there's a feeling to it, and if you can answer that. You'd love to match it touchdown for touchdown. A couple times it was field goal, but regardless, if you can answer a score with a score, I think that's a sign of a good offense. And today we were able to do it. It felt like, and obviously AC's was big. Didn't get to the offense, but I think that's huge.
Well, your defense was so good early this
Yep.
season. Is it as simple as saying you've played some spread teams lately that have kind of nicked it, or what do you think's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's, you get a sense of it. I do think, in all honesty, each team, you got spread teams, but each one's, I think they're different, but I think it does give you, certainly there's more film. This is how attack it, and then I think it comes down to, then you've got to execute, and I think the struggle always when you face a spread team is as it says, it spreads you out, and you've got to. For example, Goose did a heck of a job, open field space on the option and tackling it. I mean, that you're going to, and if you don't win those one-on-ones, and if you can't get extra hats to the ball, I think you're susceptible to it. And so there's no doubt that, you know, we're gonna see different types, but we'll see a lot of it. And I think it comes naturally when you say, how do you attack a defense like this? Where are they vulnerable? And so certainly those are areas we're gonna have to look at and have an answer for.
Paul, did you use Vaughn as a spy in that 1 4th down play with Martinez? It looked like he kind of dropped in the middle and was waiting for it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I got the call and going, and I don't know exactly what happened, so that'd be a good one to ask Jimmy.
How would, can't talk until Tuesday.
That's why we do it that way.
How well did Zach?
Write whatever the hell you want.
Thank you. How well did Zach play today, except for maybe that one penalty, I think it was?
Yeah, and that, I thought he made some big plays, and a couple we were able to take advantage of. Disappointed on the one, had another sack and we're offsides on it, and gave them another chance, and that's an explosive offense where you're giving them a chance. But I think he's been playing really well. Chryst continues to make some big plays for us, but I think he's been playing well.
Zach Milano was asking.
Zach, yeah. Hintz did well too.
What's it do for the offense for back-to-back games here in the second half, put long drives together with running the ball, I think scoring, kind of stretching out that lead to ice a game like this? What's that do for the offense?
I think it does a ton for your team, and it was obviously the guys who are on it, and I think Joe and Seth have done a heck of a job of kind of setting up a good plan for it, and I think if you can get some running game early, I do think there's a chance that then you get a chance to lean on them. If you've been able to run the ball, and obviously it helps when you've got good backs, and obviously we've got a great one in JT. But I thought that Kia ran well, and Grosh gave us some things. But I think it's huge, and it also you got a chance to for the clock to go down, and you feel like you're still going for it though, and not. You're not getting the numbers. I thought the receiver run game helped us today too, and take some pressure off it. So I think it's huge when you can run the football.
Well, obviously we talked about Jonathan, but do you think his best runs today were maybe getting 5-6 yards and then dragging people 4-10?
Oh yeah, he had a number of those. I think we had another one where they it was still moving, and they blew the whistle. But I thought he ran up and inside, inside well, and I think the linemen were. I know Biotic was calling for that. He felt good, and I think he's running well. He had a couple where he just gets tripped up, and you got a chance, and you get spoiled because you feel like he's always got a chance to when he pops through it. But the run game was big for us today.
Paul, will you scoreboard watch at all this afternoon now that this one's in the books?
I'm going to enjoy this victory and appreciate all that goes into it. And then tomorrow we're going to get ready for Purdue. I still think we get to play this season out, and the focus is on us and how do we do that the right way. And I know what you're asking, but you know what? It's hard to win, and you appreciate it. And I want our players to enjoy that. And then we get another chance back home, last home game. And not a big group of seniors, but a group that certainly care a ton about and want to finish that the right way. So I'm going to appreciate all that went into today, and then get on to Purdue.